Imagine writing a coordinate on a map and claiming that 7 centuries from your last breath, the course of human history will pivot on that exact spot. Not a capital city, not a fortress of kings, but a dusty, overlooked village. In the 8th century BCE, a man named Micah did exactly that. This is the story of a single sentence that waited 700 years to come true, and the mathematical impossibility of it being a coincidence. To understand the prophecy, we must first understand the man. Micah wasn't a court insider like Isaiah. He was a man of the soil, a provincial voice from the foothills of Judah. He lived in a time of absolute geopolitical chaos. The Assyrian Empire was a rising tide, swallowing kingdoms whole. Amidst the roar of war and the corruption of elites, Micah looked past the immediate destruction to a pinpoint of light in the distant future. The prophecy in Micah 5-2 is hauntingly specific. It reads, "But you, Bethlehem Ephrathah, though you are small among the clans of Judah, out of you will come for me one who will be ruler over Israel." The use of Ephrathah is key. There were actually 2 Bethlehems in ancient Israel, one in the north near Galilee, and this one, the smaller one, near Jerusalem. Micah wasn't just guessing a name. He was providing GPS coordinates. For 700 years, that verse sat in the Hebrew scrolls. It survived the Babylonian exile, the Persian conquest, and the rise of Alexander the Great. Generation after generation of Jewish scholars memorized it. They were looking for a king, a Messiah who would break the yoke of empires. And they knew exactly where to look. When the Magi eventually arrived in Jerusalem asking for the king, the religious experts didn't have to search the archives. They quoted Micah instantly. History often moves through the whims of the powerful to fulfill the words of the humble. Caesar Augustus, sitting in a marble palace in Rome, decreed a census. He wanted to count his subjects for taxation. This political maneuver forced a pregnant woman and a carpenter to travel to their ancestral home, Bethlehem. Augustus thought he was organizing his tax base. History shows he was unknowingly moving the chess pieces to satisfy a 700-year-old line of poetry. Statisticians have often looked at the odds of one man fulfilling just 8 of the major messianic prophecies, including the specific birthplace. The odds are calculated at 1 in 10 to the 17th power. That's like covering the entire state of Texas in silver dollars 2 feet deep, marking 1. And asking a blindfolded man to pick it up on the first try. Micah's naming of Bethlehem isn't just a religious footnote. For many, it's a mathematical fingerprint of the divine. Bethlehem was too small to be mentioned in the lists of significant Judean towns in the books of Joshua or Nehemiah. It was a flyover town. Yet, because a prophet in the 8th century BCE dared to name it, it is now one of the most famous names on earth. Micah's prophecy reminds us that in the grand tapestry of time, the smallest threads often hold the most weight. One small verse, 700 years, and a destination that changed everything. Thank you for listening to this journey through the echoes of the past.